Hello everyone, welcome back to a new episode of Twin Mirrors. Last time we left off, we got started with Sam here, and came back to Bassfish? Basstown? Oh no, Basswood? Basswood. I think it's Basswood. That's the name of the town. We came back over here, and we apparently got a lot of stuff going on with Sam. We're currently at his friend Nick's wake. See what's going on here. Her car is older than her daughter. Kathy. Who is Kathy? Anything else to investigate here? Potentially some clues. I am gumshoeing it up after all. Oh, hey, it is Basswood. I was right. Cool. Why is this car lighting up, but I'm not getting anything about it? Aha. Basswood police car. The force has seen better days.
Some of the police force stopped by, which means most of the police force stopped by.
Yeah, I was about to say, probably not a very big police force here. Coal miners. I hear a kitty. Kitty? Coal Miners Haven. Bar has changed its logo, but never changed its name.
The old bar sign reminds me of when Nick and I were still kids.
Where are the kitties? I heard them. Bar's back door. Oh no, coming in through the back door will get me looks. But that is a possibility, it just updated in my journal. Everyone knows Nick and I were best friends. Everyone thinks I owe it to him to be here. His daughter Joan goes even further. She thinks I should stay here and investigate her father's death. Our old boss Walter is sure to have something to say too. I won't be able to sneak past him. Go inside the bar. Okay, what is this about Nick? We got an update. His old logo dates back from when you and Nick were kids. You met him in this bar for the first time. Okay. Arcade games were the first friends you had, and Nick Walden was your first real friend. I'm somewhere in between, of course. And it all started here, at the Coal Miners Haven. The bar had an old arcade machine the owner, Mr. Edwards, rescued from some junk heap. He'd spend the whole afternoon there, playing Pac-Man, until it got dark outside and the bar filled with miners craving a cheap drink. And Mr. Edwards eventually kicked you out. You'd beg him to let you stay and play some more, and he thought it was already nice of him to let you in at all. He'd even leave the machine on free play most days. He was a tough guy, an amateur boxer, not big on drunks or underage kids arguing with him when it was time to go home. One day, there was another boy playing Pac-Man at the bar. You watched him play, hoping he'd leave soon. Suddenly, he turned to you and said, "My cousin swears there's a magic pill that makes the ghost stay blue forever, but it only appears on the 100th board at the center where the fruit's at." "Does your cousin talk a lot of bullshit?" you asked. The boy scratched his head like he seriously thought about the answer and finally said, "Yeah, all the time," and you both burst out laughing. You played together the rest of the afternoon. Nick beat your highest score and then you beat his. It got late and you both got kicked out. That was when Nick invited you over to his place. The next day, Nick waited for you at the school gate. He walked you to the Miners' Haven like he wanted to make sure you wouldn't run away. You didn't. Not then. Okay, so you guys became friends over Pac-Man, which I'm guessing they can just drop the name of however much they want since Bandai Namco is the one publishing this game.
Walter. I'll have to sooner or later.
Ah, yes, we can walk faster. But what if I go in the back door? Went in the back door will get me looks, it said. Football game AD. At least Basswood still has its Pathfinders.
One of Nick's favorite matchups. Might be the first game he'll miss.
Joan's bike. Heavily worn out, she still loves biking.
That smile she had when I gave it to her. She could barely get on it back then.
Yeah.
Okay, Walter, shut up. I'm trying to look at stuff. Also, can I actually go in the back door?
Ethan keeps a spare key around, but I should use the front.
Ah, Ethan. We're getting another name drop. Slowly putting the picture together. Hi, Walt.
Yes, the cat food is under the sink. Yes, it is, Mother. Trust me. Oh, Samuel is here. I'll call you back. Samuel Higgs, as I live and breathe. Has it really been over 2 years? Regardless, I'm so glad you finally made it. It's good to see you. What kept you?
A trip down memory lane. I missed the funeral, but I made it to Nick's wake.
You have to bring it in for a hug. It's a Basswood back in town requirement. So good to see you. Even if I wish the circumstances were different.
Fine, I'll hug him.
Times like these, we need the comforting touch of others. At least I do.
It's just a hug. Unless we're gonna get the Rona. Which would be bad.
Also, have you spoken to Anna lately?
No, why?
No reason. If you get the chance, we should catch up. We should really catch up. I'll see you inside.
I wonder if I like Walter or if I don't like Walter, because the fact that I could even deny a hug from him makes me seem like I don't like him. Or I just don't like hugs. My old boss at the paper. I'd say he taught me everything I know, but given my track record, that wouldn't be much of a compliment. I always thought Walter was the decent sort, the rare breed who truly believes his job is to serve the community. Seeing the old joker was nicer than I expected. Okay, so we do actually like him. Okay, Walter. What do we got here? A newspaper? Let's grab one. This potentially be a memento?
Paper since I left. I wonder how they've been doing without me.
Local legend honored today by Walter Dotson. Earlier this week... Let's read this way. Local legend honored today by Walter Dotson. Earlier this week, our dear colleague Nick Nicholas Waldron passed away in a tragic car accident. He will be set to rest tomorrow at Heaven's Gate Cemetery before his family, friends, and co-workers share a drink at the Coal Miners' Haven to honor the memory of a dearly departed friend. Longtime readers will no doubt recognize his name, as there have been days when it was the byline of over half the articles littering this plucky paper. Nick was loved by his family and colleagues. He is survived by his daughter Joan and his ex-wife Kathy. Okay, so Kathy's his ex-wife.
Must have been a hard issue to write.
Journal updated. Is that a memento with... You don't even make it to the front page of a newspaper with good news. Not even in Basswood. Car crash. Walter did a good job on the obituary. Yeah. Alright, well, let's go ahead in, I guess.
I'm not ready for this.
Well, now or never.
Here we go.
Let's go, Sam. Loading? I didn't expect a loading. I thought we were just going to walk right in. But it might be loading a cutscene or something. Probably. Just gotta load all this sadness and misery. And all the bad memories. I wonder if Anna is going to be here. That's what Walter made it seem like. Maybe Anna is going to be here.
Mr. Samuel Higgs, big shot investigative reporter.
Didn't think you'd ever be back in here.
I'd gladly slash your tires, but that means you couldn't leave town. And you are leaving town right after this, right? As if you aren't. Well, Nick's memory only goes so far.
I let it slide. I was gonna confront him, but we'll let it slide.
That's what I thought.
Come on, it ain't worth it. Making friends already, I see.
Declan, been a while.
Hey, careful. I'd rather not be working tonight. And you always seem to angry up everyone's blood.
I'm just here for Nick.
I'm only here to pay my respects to Nick. Nothing more, nothing less.
Yeah, shame that. You watch yourself.
Okay, now he's yelling at
I
them.
go put up a photo at the memorial board. That's what people do, right?
Journal updated. Okay, I gotta go put a photo up the memorial board. Yeah, I didn't think it would be good to get in a fight with these guys at my best friend's wake, especially since I haven't been here in 2 years and everybody's kind of already on edge around me. If I made some trouble, that'd be it.
Declan lacks subtlety, but he loves this town like no one else.
Can I talk to you?
Always did know how to start a ruckus. Can't say I missed that.
Alright, let's just go ahead and walk right past you then.
Hey, Sam, why don't you drink to Nick on the other side of the bar?
Alright, you asshole. I knew we'd have to find assholes eventually. Everybody's been so nice to us so far. Booth upholster. Hasn't been replaced in decades.
That's where Nick and I sat every time he dragged me out for drinks after work.
That was your seat.
Sammy! Oh, it's been ages.
Tara?
Oh, me? I've had this stomach thing lately, always churning. And this thing with Nick, his car went up like a Sunday ham. He burned alive, you know. Have you met Hugh? He took over the old pharmacy just after you left.
No.
The infamous Sam. I've read that article you wrote on the mine. You must have put in a lot of legwork on that.
Took a lot of research.
It took reading thousands of public records, but a pattern emerged of willful negligence.
You are a bulldog. A dangerous man to anyone using power to exploit others.
That's nice of you to say.
Now, don't hesitate to drop by the pharmacy sometime.
Oh, and Sam, you...
But for now, I have a feeling you're not here for us.
Oh, right. Don't be a stranger, Sam.
Tara seems, like she doesn't know when to be quiet. She was like, oh, did you know your best friend that you're currently at the wake for burned alive in his car? Turned up like a Sunday ham. It's like, please stop talking. Please. Do not do that. Mind Palace, eh? Okay, so that is what we're going to call it. I was going to jokingly call it that. The arcade machine. Nick always had the high score.
Nick and I spent so much money on this machine.
Alright, the jukebox. Mind Palace it up.
Can't believe this whole thing's still working.
Alright, I guess we're just going to be checking out our memory here. What was that? Oh, hi.
Daddy, 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 open your eyes and wake up. The kids and I've been busy, and we got a little something for you that's gonna make you smile all day. Daddy, 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 daddy. But when the lights are out, it's time for me to show you my love. And I got a feeling you've been pleased. So, daddy, 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 sit yourself down. Now you should know how much
That must have been when things were still good between us. Me and Anna, I mean. Hugh and Sheriff Mitchell, eh?
Pretty courageous of him to try his luck in Basswood, given the state of things.
Hi, Sheriff
Bess
Mitchell.
always had a soft spot for Nick. I think she liked his work ethic.
Can I talk to you? No, doesn't look like it. Seems like Kathy is the main point here. I just want to check everything else. Oh no, I don't want to talk to Tara again, but she's got the talk option.
Never known Tara to not take over a conversation.
So tragic, what happened to Nick. The details are horrible. They think he didn't die on impact. Instead, he roasted to death. Not enough to damage the bones, but, you know, not a pretty sight. Unless you're into that kind of thing, of course. I didn't mean to be rude, Sam.
It's really not alright, but we're gonna say it's alright.
It's all right, Tara. I don't like the sight of dead, burned people.
Oh, thank God. I wouldn't want to be rude on a day like this. Poor Sam. Now that Nick is gone, everyone in town hates you. I mean, I don't. Why would I? It's not my job you destroyed. You're not the cause of all my problems. I mean, that's what you did for pretty much all of Basswood, but not to me. So, I don't hate you.
Thanks for the confidence booster, Tara. I'll see you around.
Wow, I can't tell if she's being like, if she's like actually trying to push buttons, or if she is actually just that oblivious. Like, what the hell? What kind of person just says that? I mean, I've met people like that were oblivious to the fact that they were being assholes, but jeez. Supposedly made by Ethan's sister, charred to look like coal.
It's supposedly the spirit of coal. Doesn't really belong here anymore.
Wow, why would you go on not once, but twice about how, oh yeah, the person we're all here at the funeral for, yeah, he roasted alive, was very bad, probably super painful. Like, what the hell is wrong with you? Hey, Walter.
Walter can be overwhelming at times,
Ethan?
but he means well.
Hey, Walt.
Not really. You just quoted him a couple of times, and I thought it sounded good.
Sorry to break this
So
up.
I had to throw them all out on their ear, and only then did I realize.
Ah, Samuel, my favorite ex-muckracker. Join us. Join us.
How was the funeral?
Wasn't there. Setting up for this.
Everyone came, most of the town, it felt like. A sea of sad, wet eyes. I gave the eulogy. Felt hollow. So hollow. He worked for me for years. For years. My best reporter. What do you even say about him?
He was a team player.
He loved people, sharing things, having fun together. Take video games. He didn't even care if it was some cooking game or shooting game or what, as long as we were playing together.
I always prefer my games analog. Chess, Go. You two did seem to bond over them, though.
It's the small things. Like he always kept his window down. Said cars made him claustrophobic. That's how he stays with us. The little details.
I remember the bar bets about that safe spot at Pac-Man. He got me one night.
Yeah, got me once too. Can't believe it's real.
Enough about Nicholas, enough. Tell me, how have you been, Sam? How have you really been?
Lie, be vague, be honest. Well, I mean, be vague is just dumb. So, I mean, Walter seems good, let's be honest.
I spend all day doing nothing. I don't even count days, they just blur together. Nick's death barely hit me. It was like a pinprick compared to just everything.
Time heals most wounds. Some it just makes worse. Sounds like you need something to pull you out of your rut.
Well, I think I've taken enough of your gents' time.
Go, mingle, circulate, but you must join us for an actual round later. You must.
Yeah, drink later maybe. Nick's death, did it seem odd? Let's ask that. We were nice to everything else, so let's bring it up.
Oh, Walter, can I ask you something?
Questions are the fountainhead of knowledge.
Nick's crash. Was there anything suspicious about it?
I asked myself the same thing. The very same thing. It did seem odd. Young Nicholas, a careful man in all things, including driving. I looked into it myself. You know what I found?
What?
A tragic accident with nothing amiss. I am both relieved and saddened to say.
Ah.
Life is rarely like a crime thriller, and while I don't mind you asking, some might find it a distasteful conversation at a man's memorial. Especially from you.
I'll, keep that in mind.
See that you do, my boy. See that you do.
Yeah, no, that's why I asked Walter, because I thought Walter would be the most fine with it. I'm not going to ask anybody else about that. Just saying.
He's owned this bar for almost a decade and still can't afford another employee.
Wow. Alcohols from all over the country. Ethan likes to show off. Boy. Yeah, no, we're not asking anybody else about did it seem suspicious. Declan
lacks subtlety, but he loves this town like no one else.
Alright, Declan. What's up?
So, Sam, how's life been treating you?
Could be better, Nick's dead. Well enough, I guess. The same it treats everyone.
The same way it treats everyone. Some days are better than others.
Yeah, that's pretty optimistic, coming from you.
I try.
You staying in town long?
Not really. Why? You think I'm gonna disturb the peace or something?
Wouldn't be your first time. Have a nice evening, Sam.
Okay, well thanks. You seem like you don't like me. But then again, like I said, like basically nobody here likes me, so...
It's the guy who got the mine closed.
I can't believe he showed up after what happened.
Oh jeez, yeah, they don't like me. Hey Joan.
You'd think a kid at a bar would stand out more.
Playing on your phone? What you playing? Candy Crush? No, you're not playing anything. Your phone's actually off. You're just tapping it so you don't have to talk to people. I used to do that all the time too. Just act like you're on your phone so nobody tries to make conversation with you. Yeah, me too, girl.
Everyone here seemed to really like my dad.
Of course they did, Bug.
Everyone's nice in that creepy way. It's weird. Even Anna's weird.
How's Anna holding up? They're trying to be kind. Your dad was a good guy. They're trying to be kind. Your dad was a good guy.
People don't really know what to say, but they genuinely liked your dad. So even if they're weird and clumsy, it comes from a good place.
Now you sound all weird and clumsy.
Don't I always?
Do you ever just watch people?
It's pretty much all I do.
Me too. But I don't always like what I see.
I see. Alright, well that was it for the conversation with you. Darts? Distribution of marks suggests strong intoxication for the average player.
Some people can play this game drunk. Anna was best at 3 beers.
Interesting. I've heard people say that sometimes they're best when they're a little drunk. Warning for drunk customers doubt they can read it. Nick's article. Basswood Landmark is changing hands by Nick Waldron. Longtime bartender Ethan Marrow will be taking over the Coal Miners' Haven from current owner Carl Edwards. The Coal Miners' Haven has been one of Basswood's only bars since Prohibition, when it started as a speakeasy. Ethan had to say about the change. Nothing's going to change much. This place feels like home for a lot of folks here. I don't want to change that. He plans to keep Edwards' collection of decorations and hopes to add to it as years go on. Is this another one? A look at Basswood, the bar you forgot you remember. Okay, this one I'm actually going to do the read. There we go. It is easy to forget the places that make our hometown feel familiar. The Coal Miners' Haven is one such place. The owner, Ethan Morrow, has made sure to stay true to the establishment's name by littering the walls with all the brave workers Basswood has seen over the years. Ethan might not have reached the skies yet, but he remains optimistic. Things aren't easy, but thankfully people still think they can beat me at darts. Give it a chance when you walk by. The prices are fair, the beer cold, and Ethan remembers the name of every customer. Damn, he's got quite a memory then. There's the billiards table. Slightly short back corner leg always gives an advantage to regulars. Interesting. TV screen. Nick watched about any sport, even soccer. Alright, I feel like we've examined just about everything here. Probably time to call it to Kathy. Flowers, do they actually help?
I brought flowers. Do people expect me to?
I don't know, man. The drum set? The drum set. Used by garage bands, Ethan tries to support the local scene. That's neat. Alright, Kathy. What you got?
There was no love lost between Kathy and Nick since their divorce. But anyone can see she's taking his death hard.
Alright, talk.
Kathy,
Sam, you actually came.
It's good to see you.
it's been too long, Kathy.
Has it?
Joan was really hurt when you left town. Nick and I were never close after the breakup, and Joan's never had a lot of friends.
Yeah.
Maybe don't break her heart this time when you leave town. All right?
I'll do my best.
Hard to make promises. I don't do well with those in Joan.
I've noticed.
But I'll try.
Sam, I'm gonna hold you to that.
Well, great. I've already promised Joan something. I'm screwing up completely. Photo. Mind Palace. Let's go see this memory. Why don't we? Since that seems to be what this is mostly about.
You're a lot like Pac-Man, Sam.
I consume everything in my path.
You find every last bite. The mine closing wasn't your fault. Your investigation just hurried things up. You probably saved some lives, you know.
Hi, Dad. I'm Yuli.
You piece of...
Language.
Is that a wedding ring?
I didn't know you were thinking about marriage.
Oh, it's just... It feels like the right thing to do.
Dad, what's the point of getting married?
Well, it's just one of those things people do, Bug. Here, you can play.
Someone has to show you grown-ups. Video games are the realm of the young.
Have you talked to Anna about this?
That's kind of the point. I'll talk to her about it when I show her the ring.
If you say so. Hey, just remember I'm here, right? If you need anything. Anything but my arcade secrets. Those I'll take to the grave.
Sorry we lost touch. Sorry I lost touch. Rest up, big guy.
Poor Nick. He seemed like a genuinely good dude. Except for hoarding his arcade secrets. I bet he knew how to actually get Mew from under the truck in Pokemon.
This photo always looked weird. Nick could never keep a straight face.
Nick and Joan?
He was more her best friend than a dad. Look at us.
Basswood Jungle
I wonder
Team?
who took that picture.
That's gotta
Wonder
be
who took that
developers, right?
picture.
That's gotta be a bunch of developers.
Happier times. We drove straight to the sea after work on a Friday. Hell of a weekend. Bug was so small back then. Those two were a great team.
Alright, I think that's all of them. Wait, what about that one? Can't see anything about that one.
Samuel, guess I lost the bet.
Bet?
Yeah, that bet you'd never come back to Basswood? Not after you went careening out of town like a bat out of hell the instant that article broke bad.
That's not why I left. Who was the bet with? I won my bet. That's not why I left.
That wasn't the reason I left town.
Oh, you think it was that girl of yours? You left because the town hated your guts.
What are you even doing here, Dennis? You and Nick become friends or something?
Nope. He thought I was a drunk, which I am. And I thought he was a hack, which he was.
This coming from the IT guy. Didn't know resetting passwords could give you a journalism degree.
It can. But it does give me less patience for people who sling mud my way. Relax. I'm just playing. At least tell me how you been.
That's not a very good way to play. I'm just saying, you sound like kind of an asshole. Don't pretend you care.
Yeah, like you'd care.
Not too much. But suit yourself if you want to be like that. Anyway, cheers to Nick. A man that, unlike us, people actually liked. Speaking of which...
As time draws near, my dearest dear, when you and I must part, how little you know of the grief and woe in my poor aching heart. 'Tis but I suffer for your sake. Believe me, dear, that's true. I wish that you were staying here.
Eh. Journal updated. Let's see. People. Oh, yeah, we got a lot of new people to look at. Okay, so Dennis. This is the EIT, the guy at the paper I used to work for. I remember he was a bitter and mean-spirited guy, a loner with not many friends in Basswood. So am I, but it doesn't mean we're kindred spirits. Hugh. He was new in town, but it seems like he knows how to fit in. Then again, as the town pharmacist, fitting in is part of his job. Still, it's decent of him to have come to Nick's wake. Tara, the office administrator at Basswood Jungle, is the proverbial weird coworker. She likes everyone and everything: dinosaurs, romance novels, evangelical TV, conspiracy theories, rice cookies, unusual straight names. You name it. She'd talk about it for hours. Tara has no filter. She'd make a terrible spy or serial killer. Or maybe an excellent one. Walter. With Walter, what you see is what you get. His grief for Nick is sincere. Declan. Declan's the local law enforcement. I vaguely remember him from school. He used to get into fights a lot, usually to protect smaller kids. No one was surprised that he became a cop. Kathy? Kathy and Nick married young and divorced quickly. I'm not sure she's ever really liked me, though I was their daughter's godfather. Or maybe that just made things worse. Joel. All the miners in Basswood lost their jobs when the mines closed. I know better than to provoke them. Ethan, a small-town bartender who listens more than he talks. Ethan's bar must be the only prosperous business in Basswood. Alright, so that's all of those. I ignored the miner who tried to pick a fight with me at the pub. That's 39%, apparently did that. I found it nice to remember Nick at the memorial board. Okay. Yeah, so I'm one of the few people that didn't confront the miners. Cool. Alright. Or not one of the few people, I'm still in the 39%, but yeah. Alright, I think we're going to go ahead and end this second episode of Twin Mirror off here. I hope you have enjoyed, and I will see you next time.